Hello YouTube, and thank you for joining me on my new YouTube channel, the Forestsmith Outdoor Adventures and Gear Review. Today we are at the property I mentioned in my introductory video, and I'd like to show you around. What I'm showing you now is the driveway that my wife and I had installed. This is a crushed limestone driveway, which is a product that is indigenous to this area, and it is a very durable and very inexpensive product that will last for years. There's many places around this area that has crushed limestone, and you can see that it's been there for many, many years untouched, and it's still in good shape. The crushed limestone allows rainwater to pass through because it's very porous. Once the sun comes back out, it hardens just like concrete. Very great product. The next thing I want to show you is our power and well system that we had installed. Okay, now we're over at the area where we had the city power and the meter installed, as well as our power box. I had this tower built so we could have these things mounted to it. Normally, of course, these would be in your house if this was a home situation, but because this is a permanent campsite, this is how we had to do it, and I think it turned out well. I do intend to put a roof over this eventually. We just have not gotten around to that yet. Over here is the well. We have a 120-foot well we had installed. It's a 4-inch, so we got plenty of water to service this property. All of this was installed within a very short period of time. It took several months to get all of this organized, but once it happened, all of this happened within a week and a half. So you can imagine it was very busy doing all of these things, and I was able to capture footage of the power going in as well as the well, which I'll show you in a later video. Okay, so now what we're looking at is the 30 by 40 pole barn that we had installed. Again, we used the crushed limestone. I had this set to dead level so that we did not have to level our RV when we pulled it in underneath the shelter, which made it fantastic. So there's no leveling or anything required when we have our RV in place here. It's completely level. We simply set it up and it's ready to go. This is a 30 by 40 pole barn. The posts are 8 by 8 pressure treated pine posts, which is essentially an entire pine tree that's just had the bark shaved off. It's set 14 feet high, and then we have, of course, the metal roof pole barn over it. Behind the camper here, you see our power station and water station. We have 4 110 outlet plugs, and then we have the 50 amp service for the camper, as well as water. We have 2 spigots, one for fresh water, the other is for the black water flush. This is a 2016 Jayco Eagle 28.5 foot, and it works excellent for my wife and I and family members that come out. It's we lucked out on it and got a really, really good deal on a very well-maintained camper. Even though it's 2016, when you go inside, you'll swear it's new. It was very well taken care of, and we were very fortunate to find something after looking at literally thousands of campers. We finally settled on this one at a good price as well as an unbelievable product. We could not be happier so far with this particular camper. We've probably had upwards of about 15 to 16 camping trips here on this property, and it has just served us very well. I wanted to show you this particular angle of the RV and being underneath the pole barn. I wanted to show you why we picked this particular placement of the RV versus having it square in the middle. We had it placed offset so that it is on the far end of the barn, which allows us to completely pull in and pass underneath. Our car can fit nicely right underneath the barn, so when we come in, we can pull in. If it's pouring down raining, we can pull right in and unload everything that we have, our dogs and everything, and be able to get out with hassle-free. And so this 30 by 40, just so if you're thinking about something similar to this, you'll kind of get a perspective of what, because that was one of the hardest things that was my wife and I were trying to figure out, is what this would look like under a 30 by 40 barn, 30 by 40 pole barn. We didn't know it, because it's very difficult sometimes to visualize what something is going to look like versus what it actually does. So once we did our measurements and everything and considered the slide outs, it allowed us, as you can see, there's plenty of room for a car to pass through. We can put ATVs or anything we'd like under here in pouring down rain and have no problems whatsoever. Real quick, I wanted to show you the final major feature that we had to have installed on the property, and that was a septic tank. What you see here is the black and gray water septic hose that comes off of the RV and to our connector that leads out to our septic system. And then behind me is the drain field for the septic system. It has worked perfectly so far, and we've had no issues with it whatsoever. But this is exactly like what you would find at a campsite, at a state park, or RV camping ground. It's the same. This simply clicks into the thing, and when it's not in use, I have a cap to screw down onto it. I just wanted to show you all our simple fire pit area that we put together. Eventually, we'd like to put a nicer fire pit area in, but for now, this has served us perfectly. I just wanted to show you that we could put something together like this, have all the benefits of a fire pit with virtually no expense. The rocking chairs we've had for many years on our property at our main house, and we've brought those out here and incorporated into this property, and they've worked perfectly for us. The stump I'm using as a coffee table. I got it right here on the property. The fire ring we got from Home Depot, and it literally is the least expensive fire pit Home Depot offers. It has a built-in spark screen. We've had probably 20 fires, and it has worked perfectly and does exactly what we need it to do. So this concludes our tour today of our property that we have been developing. I hope you've been inspired by what you've seen today. I hope you've enjoyed what you see today. And I hope that if you want to see future videos, that you'll click like and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me. And until our next video, I'll see you in the forest.